and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, so at the start of the meeting we always issue apologies. So apologies from Amy Green, who is at the in-laws, cannot attend today. And Sarah Green, not Sarah Green, Sarah Green, Sarah, what am I talking about? Amy Green, Sarah says she found the sofa too comfortable. So instead of running, she's lying down. Good for her, or just sitting. It may be that even sitting was enough to stop her getting up and doing some running. Good for her. Right, perfect temperature in the garage, says Paul Hayward. We are off. I'm going to start at 9 and then just kind of gradually get myself into it. Victoria's here as well. Victoria's going to go at 9 as well, I think. Victoria's decided to join at the last minute. She wasn't going to join. She's been cooking dinner. So she settled the kids down with their food, and here we go. Now you can see on the screen, it says 0% incline at the moment. So these ZRS runs, these ZRS runs, include sections of incline. So we will be adjusting incline when we get the instructions to do so. We've got 2 fans. Both of them are on, but they are split between us, so we only have 1 fan each. It is still pretty warm. It's 23 degrees in shed quarters tonight. It has cooled down a lot today. I don't know if you found the same, but it was absolutely baking hot this morning. But this afternoon, it has cooled down. Victoria is showing the fact that she's still not got a screen and is using her phone to run. Hang on.
Hi Kim, whilst I have a screen, my eyesight's not actually good enough to see that little screen. Sarah's just texted me a picture of her on the sofa watching. If I go to the picture though, it's going to turn off Zwift, won't it? Yes, to me, yes. Shane drew it. It says, "Hi all, I did this run earlier and found the inclines very disappointing." Oh, are we going to be underwhelmed? Paul Hayward says it's bucketing down where he lives. We've had a few showers this afternoon, but they don't really amount to much, but the temperature has definitely lowered. Shed quarters is 22.8 degrees. My niece messaged me this afternoon to say it's 39 degrees in Paris. Sarah thinks that all inclines are disappointing in her mind.
Do you want to see?
So there's no requirements for poles on the treadmill tonight then?
It's probably not worth risking it, is it? We were going to try and get hold. Sarah's texted Victoria a picture of her sitting on the sofa. Unfortunately, if Victoria gets the picture, we think Zwift will probably crash. So we're going to leave it and we'll do it at the end. If you stick around, we'll be done in an hour. Or even if you got no other people as well. I don't mean Sarah. She knows what she looks like on the sofa. If you want to see Sarah sitting on the sofa, we will find the picture at the end, which will be in about an hour. So you can go and have some tea or something, or just watch, and come back and see the picture when we've finished. So in the run tonight, Carol, Paul, Walt have all joined us, and then there's Quilter and Kajerias, Boyle, Leighton, Palmer, all up ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the USA, 2 from Canada, and the rest from the UK in the list that I've got. But of course, there will be more that I can't see, I think. Right, Sarah says, don't risk crashing Zwift just to see a picture of her sitting on the sofa. She says, it's really not that exciting. What you should imagine is, imagine someone sitting on a sofa, and then imagine that person to be Sarah Jacobson. That's what you'd be looking at. Oh, sorry, Tina. I missed Tina out and now she's upset. Tina says it's raining where she is. Vic. Tina just messaged in game. She said, what am I, invisible? Sorry, Tina. So we're... What? I read out the people that I know who are in the run, and I completely missed Tina out. It'll pop up in the middle of the screen. Right, I'm just going to jump off the treadmill to help Victoria for 1 second. Right, I think we've sorted Victoria. Right, now we're back down to 0%. So we were at 1%. Now we're back down at 0. So we'll see how long this goes on for. Just 1%, 2%. I think we're looking for, you know, at least 4 or 5% at some point. Oh, was that not the first incline, Carol? Oh no. Right. I think Carol's suggesting we've already missed one of the inclines. Okay. So, right. If you've got it... Sorry, we're talking about the Noble Pro treadmill. If you've got the feet... No, if you've got the feet on the treadmill, then 2% is actually 0%. Because by default, the treadmill is already set at 2%. No, it's 2. Right, 1 kilometre done, 8 to go. So we're running through Innsbruck today. Right, Anthony says it's not raining in North Essex yet, but it looks like it could do. Kim Salt is feeling bad for Tina. Tina said a second ago, she said, Stephen, I'm right next to you. Well, maybe that's why I didn't see you, because I was kind of looking further up the field. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. I thought this run was 9 kilometres, but it's 9.4, so it may as well be 10. Right, another arch coming up, so let's see what happens when we get here. 400 metres of free run. Are we going to get any incline instructions? %. Yes, you just have to add 2 to whatever it is, yeah. Right, back up to 1% now. It's hardly worth the bother, is it? We haven't run on a Saturday night for ages. So, yeah, like Paris Marathon training all over again. Here we are, Saturday night, doing a long run. It's not that long, I suppose. I did parkrun this morning. I actually managed to get out of bed in time to go and run parkrun. Only because Victoria told me to, though. I would have quite happily laid in bed drinking coffee, but Victoria said, come on, out of bed, you're going to go and do parkrun. You need the training, you're fat and old, get out there. That's exactly what she said to me.
That's not how it was. I asked, would you like to do parkrun? Because at the back of my mind, I was thinking, if you don't do it, I'll do it.
Oh, really?
But I was hoping that you would do it so that I didn't have to. Sarah was going to ask what the occasion was for the weekend run.
The occasion basically is just that we've got the ZRS weekend. So I thought, because I don't often do ZRS, and so I thought, well, why not? Let's get one done. So and Kim reminded us yesterday that it was on. So here we are. Right, hang on a minute. Yeah, but Sarah Jacobs has just said I will not stand for this. She's sick because she's sitting on the sofa. That's why. She won't stand for it because she can't be bothered to get up. Right, back down to 0%. It's easy to not stand for something when you're too lazy to get up, Sarah. Right. I've just said on the stream, has everybody had a lovely Saturday so far? And Tina says yes. She hasn't expanded on that, of course. So 200 metres at 0%. You can see on the screen, well, you can't at the moment, but when you see a larger screen, you'll be able to see the stars that we're getting. So every segment that we do between the arches, we get a yellow star. And currently I've got 4 out of 21. So the idea with this, with any workouts that you do on Zwift, is that you get all your stars, which means you've correctly completed the workout. Right, a small hill is coming up, says. Well, no, Zwift doesn't know that you're definitely putting the incline on, that's for sure. But, you know, it's all done on trust. And you're only cheating yourself, aren't you? Right, 2%, good lord. We are climbing a serious hill now. 2% incline. Still going at 9 kilometres an hour, though. No slowing down for this lot. Yeah, if you do like climbing hills, then you're more than welcome to come and join me every Tuesday and Thursday for the Film My Run 500, where we actually set our treadmills at 12% and do a little bit of a climb. Not as long as this. It's only half as long as this. 4.5 kilometres or so. Progressive speed, but we start very slow, and to be honest, we finish pretty slow as well. So it's all about climbing and strengthening the legs and the calf muscles. Paul Hayward, at 2%, he says this is nosebleed territory. I am starting to feel dizzy with the altitude. Okay, so we'll come back down to 0 now. Oh no, back down to 1. 1%. Victoria's treadmill is squeaking. Maybe we need to put a bit of that lubrication fluid on it. I was reading the other day, Adam Holland puts lubrication on his treadmill belt once a month. I think we've had that treadmill for over a year. We haven't lubricated it once, have we? I think maybe we should lubricate the Noble Pro. It's getting a bit squeaky. Are you sure it's not your knees? No. Could be my knees, of course. Sarah says touche. I think she's referring to the fact that I am also too lazy to get off the sofa sometimes. Particularly Saturday morning for park run, which starts at the unearthly time of 9 a.m. I mean, come on. Who gets up before 9 a.m. on a Saturday? Oh, dear. Right, back down to 0% incline now. Tina Beard lubricates her treadmill every 4 months. Paul Hayward says his lasts 20,000 kilometres before he needs to lubricate his. The Myron, the Techno Gym Myron, you're not supposed to lubricate the treadmill at all. It is self-lubricating, apparently. Yeah, Paul, how many weeks does it take you to cover 20,000 kilometres? Carol Rushworth, I'm not sure I should read what Carol has written. With no context, this does sound wrong, but Carol Rushworth says, Jonathan lubricates mine. I shall just leave that there. And so we're coming up to the next arch, and we've got 1,000 metres, a whole kilometre. I'm going to get this is at 1%, isn't it, for a whole kilometre? That's what I'm guessing. %. Well, I win that one then. Victoria said we should have a game to guess what the incline is going to be at the next arch. So I guessed 1% for that, and I'm absolutely correct. Massive prize for me. Right, Tina says she has to walk the dog at 7 a.m. before parkrun on a Saturday. See, I don't know what's wrong with people. Props to you though, Tina. Right. Yeah, see, Victoria makes the point. She always has to get up early for work during the week. So she's at work, at her desk by 7:30 in the morning, Monday to Friday. I mean, her desk is only downstairs. You know, she doesn't have to get on a train and travel 20 miles to work. She just has to walk down the stairs, but nevertheless, she is at her desk at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Sarah Jacobson was going to make a smaller lubrication, a similar lubrication joke. I think we're all glad she didn't. I mean, it's bad enough with Carol Rushworth and her tassels talking about lubrication. But of course, when treadmills get to our age, lubrication is important. Hang on.
Tina says she doesn't sleep well, so is always up at 5. But do you go to bed early, Tina, or are you one of these people that doesn't need much sleep? Sarah's the same. Well, I don't know why, but Stephen had an alarm go off at 7 a.m. this morning. He never has an alarm. Yeah, maybe he secretly wanted to do it. It's strange, I always used to be an early bird, liking to get up early. But once the pandemic hit, it's changed my body clock. And I do like a lion at the weekends. Paul says he needs a lot of sleep. Yeah, I'm with you, Paul. Carol Rushworth usually gets up at 9 a.m. on the weekdays. or by 9 a.m, 11 at the weekends. Nice one.
11 at me, actually.
3 kilometres. Still 1%. Tina likes the early morning peace and quiet. There's no peace and quiet here, Tina. All we can hear is squawking seagulls.
So, 3 kilometres in, 6.3 to go. Paul Hayward says the early bird catches the worm. I just said I'm not particularly a fan of worms, so I wouldn't be worried about catching any. We were talking about tapeworms the other day, though, weren't we? Ellis, our son, was very keen to know what a tapeworm is, and was pretty horrified by the answer, I have to say. So, in the mornings here in Worthing, West Sussex, UK, we have to put up with squawking seagulls at 6 o'clock in the morning. If not that, foxes fighting early in the morning as well. Slightly earlier, normally about 4 a.m, we have the foxes fighting in the street. But Tina lives in the country, and in the country she gets a beautiful dawn chorus. Very beautiful running through Innsbruck here. We don't often run in Innsbruck, so it's nice to run here from time to time. So we're just coming to the end of this 1% incline. What do we think the next 600 metres is going to be? Any guesses for 0%, or carrying on at 1%, or going up to 2%? What do we think? Right, Victoria's being brave and going for 2%. No way. It's just going to go down to 0, isn't it? We know it's just going to go down to 0. Victoria went crazy and said 4%. Right, it is 0. Down to 0 for 600 metres. And then we've got another 1,000 metres, another kilometre, which, are we going to guess that's going to be at 1% as well? Don't know. Jeff Partridge, by the way, is in the middle of running the Spine Challenger at the moment, a 100-mile race. Or is it, no, is it the full Spine? The full summer Spine? Well, he's doing the Challenger. Okay, so that's 100 miles then. So I don't know if anybody's been following Jeff to see how he's getting on. I must admit we haven't today. So if anybody knows how Jeff Partridge is getting on, do let us know. So about 400 metres to go to the next section. Carol Rushworth reckons the 100 metre section coming up will be at 4%. So we're going to go from 0% now to, we reckon, 1% for 1 kilometre, and then Carol reckons we're going to go at 4% for the 100 metre section just after that. Victoria has said, no, definitely not, it's going to be 12%, and she says that categorically, and there's no takey-backies. Says she'd like it to be 12. What, at 9 kilometres an hour? That's a nice photo of your hair, look. In fact, your hair looks like Amy Green's hair in that picture, apart from the colour. We've just got a photo has just come up on our Google Home screen of Amy Green and Victoria and myself at the National Running Show. And Amy and Victoria's hair looks very similar apart from the colour. The style, the wavy, long style is very similar. ...200 metres before we find out what we're doing next. And Victoria's still convinced he's going to be 12. Oh yeah, so Paul Hayward says Victoria's getting confused between the treadmill incline and UK inflation of 12%. Yeah, our mortgage, Victoria's mortgage, 12%. Fixed for the next 50 years at 12%. Just coming up to 4 kilometres. Yeah. We're nearly there. 30 metres. And then we'll be going up to 1% with about 35 minutes to go in the run. And yeah, up to 1%. Yeah, do you get the feeling the incline is not really worth it? Right, that is 4 kilometres now. So we're not far off halfway through. We've got 13 runners doing Run the Ring this evening, 7 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock Central European time, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're in New York, and 11 o'clock in the morning if you're over in California and the Pacific time. Yes, with the wheels, with the feet on. Yeah. I have to say, I am absolutely loving my new MacBook. Super speedy. One of the things I have to do a lot of is transferring files between different hard disks and different computers and cameras. And the data speeds of the new MacBook Pro are so unbelievably fast compared to what I was working with. So I could have plugged in a hard disk to transfer some files and it might have taken 3 hours on my other machine, 15 minutes. On the new machine. It's so much, and that creates so much more time for working. Sarah Jacobson says, now I understand why people think the incline is disappointing. Yeah, so it seems like Run the Ring, the incline written into the run is not exactly challenging, let's say. We've got 5 kilometres left of Run the Ring, part of the monthly ZRS runs, Zwift Run Series. You'll notice that I have fallen into an Americanism of saying Z instead of Z, and I actually I do admit, a lot of Americanisms I don't like, and I try deliberately not to adopt. But I have to say, saying Z instead of Z is a lot easier, a lot more comfortable, isn't it? It rolls off the tongue a lot better. ZRS, ZRS. So I'm quite happy to use that. And to be fair, a lot of American spellings are a lot more sensible than British spellings. You know, there's no need for an O-U-G-H in through, is there? When you can just spell it T-H-R-U. It lacks a little sophistication, a little je ne sais quoi, but it gets the job done. Sarah Jacobson wants to know why the British do say Z. I've honestly no idea. I haven't looked up why. I'm sure there is an answer, but I don't know. I think it's more of a case of why do the Americans say Z, because obviously Z was around before, and you know that's just the way that language developed over the millennia. With the influx of different languages, I imagine Germanic had something to do with Z, the kind of hard inflect that the Germanic language has. So I'm guessing that Z comes from Germanic as opposed to Romantic languages like French and Italian, which we have also used a lot of. But I would imagine the Z comes from the Germanic languages where the sounds are a lot harsher. And that's why we say Z. And then when you've gone to the States, basically you've adopted the policy of making things sound easier, making things sound much more sensible in their pronouncing. Z cars, where there used to be a police drama programme in the UK in the 1970s. Called Z Cars, Z Cars in the States, which Paul Hayward is just pointing out. Right, of course we do have Google, so I'll look it up now, shall I? Right, Victoria says, can we stand the anticipation of finding out what this 100 metres is going to be in a minute? Victoria's going for 12%. Carol Rushworth thinks it's going to be 4%. I'm going for 0. I'm going for 0 and then 400 metres at 2%. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it says get ready for the upcoming hills. Okay. So what's the 100 metres going to be? Let's see. Here we go. 5 kilometres done. And we're up to 3% incline. My goodness, guys. Be careful up there. Be careful up there. No, you're not. Victoria's decided to go for 100 metres at 10%. Like a crazy woman. Okay. The British and others pronounce Z, Z, owing to the origin of the Z letter in the Greek alphabet, zeta. Oh, we're up to 4% now. Okay, so I was completely wrong about Romantic languages because... So the Greek letter zeta gave rise to the French word zede, Z-E-D-E, which resulted in the English word Z, Z-E-D. So it's a derivation of the Greek word zeta, which became a French word Zeta, which then was brought over to England and became Z. So there you go, that's why. So nothing to do with Germanic at all. And Sarah Jacobson got there before me anyway. It was a bad idea. 400 metres at 10%. Oh, she's dropped it down to 4% now. Like a crazy woman. Went for 10%. Was all brave. Hello, Jean. Jean van der Wald is on the YouTube chat. Says good evening to everyone. Nice to have you with us, Jean. And we have 4 kilometres left of the Run the Ring ZRS race run. Rather, it's not a race. At least I don't think it's a race. There used to be races, because it used to be the Zwift Race Series every month, but they've changed it this year to the Zwift Run Series, but just added the incline. So we've done 5 kilometres, 5.4 kilometres, we've got 4 kilometres to go. Victoria seems to want to round this to 10 kilometres. Right, so we're coming up to the next one at 600 metres of free running. I think it's going to be 1%. What is it then? 0. Oh, 0%. So, 600 metres here, and then we're going to do that climb again. It looks like 100 metres is going to be at 3% again, doesn't it? Okay. So, Victoria wants to do 10% for 100 metres. Okay. So, Victoria wants to feel like she's worked hard. I've already worked hard at parkrun this morning, so I don't care. I'm quite happy to stick to the instructions. No. Okay. Victoria doesn't think she's done enough training this week, so she's up for adding a little bit more incline in her run. Hashtag Noble Pro, by the way. Paul Hayward says Victoria is always reaching new heights. Tina B says I've worked hard enough today as well, so me and you, Tina. Oh, Carol Rushworth just reminding you though, Victoria. No, she will get her star because Zwift doesn't know whether you're going at 10% or 0%, does it? Zwift has no idea whether you're putting the incline on or not. So she will get her star. Actually, yes, I've just realised this. How could you not get your star in this run? Because it doesn't know what incline you're putting on, and there's no recommendation for speed. So you could basically just walk the whole thing at 0% and you'd get your stars for everything, wouldn't you? Can anybody tell me how you could possibly not get a star? I suppose not finishing. Yeah, but... Mate, well, I don't know.
Running yesterday and I've not done anything until now. I really do feel like I need to put something extra in.
Right on!
Tina says you wouldn't get your start if you stopped for a bit or if you went off to the pairing screen. You also wouldn't get your start, says Paul Hayward, if you're sitting on the sofa like Sarah. That was Paul that said that, not me, Sarah. 6 kilometres done. And we have just under 3.5 kilometres to go here in Innsbruck and here on the south coast of the UK in Worthing on what is turning into a bit of a cloudy, windy evening. So here we go for the next 100 metre section, and I reckon it's going to be 3%. Oh, 4%! 4%! Sarah Jacobson did a 60-minute strength workout yesterday, and since then, since she doesn't usually do strength workouts, she's really sore. That's going to happen, isn't it? Right, 4% for me, 10% for Victoria for 100 metres. And then we've got an 800 metre free run, so we'll see what we do for that. I'm guessing it's going to be 3% or 2% for 800 metres. No, 0 again. Okay, so 0 for 800 metres, and then we've got another 800 metres. It must be 1% then. Paul, you smooth talker, you. Paul says, don't worry, Sarah, you're already a star in my eyes. That is sweet talk across the Atlantic, that is, isn't it? Paul Hayward, are you doing Paris Marathon? Jean agrees Sarah is a star. Because Paul Hayward, if you are doing Paris Marathon, you will meet Sarah, because Sarah's doing Paris Marathon as well. So we'll see you all in 2023. And less than 3k to go now.
Right on!
Yeah, we've got our dinner waiting for us. Yeah, temperature's coming down in shed quarters, 22.6 degrees Celsius here, 49% humidity. I nearly said 49% humidifier. Jean says, are we doing another ZRS ring run? No, not this weekend, Paul. Jean, no. So if you want to if you want to get on one, you need to jump on one this weekend. We're not doing any more this weekend. Just this one. Okay, Paul. So Paul's not entirely sure what he's working next year yet. Funnily enough, they haven't yet given him his schedule for next year. So he's not sure whether he can do Paris or not. I am not suggesting that Paul pulls a sickie, Victoria. On your head be it, that scandalous suggestion. So it's quite nice to be running when it's not actually totally baking hot. With the fan on and the temperature cooling this evening, it's getting a little easier to run. So coming up to the next 800 metre free run section, I reckon we're going to go up to 1%. Just about 20 minutes to go. If we do the full 10k, so we'll have 3 kilometers from just about now. If we decide to do the extra 600 meters to make it up to 10k, so that's 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left of running. And here we go, up to 1%, are we? Yes, 1%. Carol Rushworth says, my lawnmower has a higher incline. We had that discussion yesterday. We were talking about yesterday. I don't know if you watched my video of the flip-flop 5k World Championships, and we were discussing it yesterday. Victoria's just said, have we discussed the possibility of a Zwift flip-flop 5k championships? And I said we discussed it yesterday, and we decided that Zwift HQ would have a heart attack with insurance and safety concerns. Tina Beard says, I have higher heels than this incline. Tina, I have higher heels than this incline. Than this incline. I have higher heels than this incline. Who? Oh, Anna. Thanks for the ride on, Anna.
Ride on.
Right. On the other hand, Sarah Jacobson says, living in Chicago, which is the flattest place on the planet, even this incline would be a challenge for her, she says. I'm sure it wouldn't, Sarah. I'm sure it wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, Jackie Ramos, who comes from the Netherlands, which of course is famously flat. We were all saying that the Paris Marathon is pretty much flat. By the end of it, Jackie Ramos was very annoyed with us all because she decided it wasn't flat at all. Paul Hayward says, this is like running downhill compared to the film My Run 500. Carol Rushworth says, I live in a bungalow. Even my front doorstep is higher than this. Keep them coming. Yeah, Victoria says, has this been designed for people who don't normally do incline? I think you're probably right, Victoria. This is generally for people who don't understand what a hill is, I think. It's just to gently get them into doing some kind of incline. Yeah, fair enough. Rather than scaring people off with very steep incline, it just gently gives them the idea of what a hill might feel like. John Hancock, thanks for the ride on. I've done more elevation walking up the wheelchair ramp into my local shop. Yet. So we've got two 100-metre sections coming up. I'm reckoning 3% and 4%, do you think? So the 100 coming up will be 3% and the one after that will be 4%. That's what I think. Right, Victoria's going to do 10% again for 100 metres. It's going to go to 0, isn't it? It's going to go to 0. Yep. Look at that. No, I'm not joking. There we are, 0. Okay, so the next 100 will be 3% or 4%. And then we've got a 200 metre section after that, which is going to be, again, 3 or 4%. So it could go 3 and then 4, or it could go 4 and then 3. Yeah, the anticipation is more exciting than the actual run. Oh, it creates a bit of difference, doesn't it? Rather than just doing a standard. Right, 2%. I was wrong on both counts. So 2%, short grade, hit short incline here. 10% for Victoria. But we have stayed at 9 kilometres an hour for the whole run. Victoria was very worried before we first met 13 years ago, 14 years ago, however long it was, that she would be taller than me. So she was absolutely delighted to realise that I was taller than her, only by a little bit. She's just saying that on the treadmill next to me she feels much taller, especially when she's got the 10% incline on. And she has just reminded me she did wear flat shoes on our wedding day. So 8 kilometres done. If we're going to do the full 10k, we've got 2 kilometres to go, 12 minutes of running or so, and I think that's probably it for incline now. I don't think we'll be doing any more incline. So 12 minutes left of the ZRS Run the Ring in Innsbruck. If you'd like to take part in this, there's plenty of them over the weekend. The rest of today and tomorrow you could take part in Run the Ring. Some gentle incline. Oh, look at that, 1%. All the way through to the finish, 1% incline for 1,200 metres. I didn't see what it said. No more incline, said Stephen. Yeah, no, I was wrong. Sorry about that. See if you can make it the full hour and a bit. So I think Victoria and I are going to do up to 10k. So we'll round it to 10k, so that means we've got a mile to go, 1600 meters left. Sorry? 1 kilometre left of this event, yeah. Okay, so Paul Haywood and Carol are both going to do the same. Tina's going to do the same as well. So we're all going to go up to 10k just for the OCD factor. OCD and XP points, yes. Shall we be daring and go down to 0% for the last 600 meters? I mean, that's the last 600 meters after we finish this event. So we're staying at 1% to the end, and then we'll do... Just to change it up a bit, says Paul, we'll go down to 0 for the last 600 to take it to 10k. Oh my goodness, Tina Beard is suggesting 0% and 10 kilometers an hour. Come on, Tina. Now that's just silly. That's just ridiculous, Tina. But yeah, all right. Victoria's not keen on that close-up that we've got of her right now. Oh no, you're over there, aren't you? Trying to poke you. Paul Haywood says, Tina, have you been drinking, suggesting such a strange and radical thing? Tina wants to stretch her legs, that's what it is. Whistle. Oh right, it's actually going up to 10%. Yeah. Still 22.5 degrees Celsius in shed quarters tonight, 51% humidity, and getting a bit darker outside, even though it's only 8 o'clock. So height of summer really here in terms of the lightness of the evenings. So we've got at least another couple of hours of daylight here, but the clouds have come over and it's definitely a bit darker than it might otherwise be. Summer solstice next week here in the UK. Yeah, Carol, take the incline down first and then put the speed on. 6 minutes to go to 10k, although we're going to go a bit faster, so it's going to be more like 5 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour of running done. Just another few minutes to go. Thank you to everyone who's taken part today, especially Paul, Tina, Victoria and Carol. Thanks for joining me. And if you've been watching on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. Sarah Jacobson and John and everyone else who's been watching, thank you for the chat. And we'll be back live on the Zwift Run channel on Monday evening for the community run. So Monday, 6:30 p.m. UK time for the MHG PAC ZLDR FMR community run. 6:30 UK, 7:30 Central European, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. We'll see you there, hopefully. Amy is still watching as well, Amy Green, who is at the in-laws and really should be spending time with the in-laws, but instead is secretly watching us on her phone. She's sitting on the sofa, enjoying light conversation with her in-laws, but she's secretly got her phone just tucked by her leg, and every so often she just glances down and has a little look at how we're getting on. And she says, "Great running, everyone." So we're going to reduce the incline back down to 0, we're going to increase the speed to 10 kph, and we're going to fly the last 600 metres to make it up to 10k. We might have to press a button or so, something like that, I don't know, hang on a minute, yes. So down to 0%, up to 10. And we need to press OK on the screen to get back to... Press OK, yeah. Want me to do it? So, Amy's been busted. Yeah, we've caught. We knew exactly what she was doing. Well, you can put your phone away in a minute, Amy. We're nearly done. Yeah. Yeah, enjoyed that tonight. Lots of fun. Thank you very much for taking part. Thanks for watching. Always better to run in a group. Always better to run together. Paul Hayward says, "Can Victoria see the button?" She can see the button. She just couldn't get her sweaty fingers to press it. Or her hurty finger. Oh, she didn't quite manage the whole time. We were so sure that she could manage the whole run without talking about her hurty finger, but she's failed with less than 2 minutes to go. Oh dear. Oh dear. No mention of the broken finger until 2 minutes before the end. Paul Hayward says, "Great run tonight. Thank you, everyone." All right, Victoria's claiming that her conversation about her broken finger didn't happen until after the event had finished, so it doesn't count. She may have half a point, but I was counting on to the end of the run. Victoria says, "Well done, everyone," and so do I. So just 200 metres left.
Yeah, well done all, and thank you for everyone watching. It's be nice running this route because I've not done it for a while.
Right, see everyone on Monday then for the community run, yeah? 6:30 PM UK time. Tina says it's been a nice evening, thank you everyone, and Sarah Jacob says nice running all. And that is just about it. 10 seconds to go before we hit 10k. And we will see you all bright and early on Monday evening for the community run. That's it, guys. Slowing down. Tina Beards hit her daily target. Well done, Tina. So have I. Great stuff. Take care, Amy. We'll see you soon. Right, that's us done. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. We're going for our dinner. What have we got for dinner, Victoria?
Corn stir, chow mein type fusion.
Fusion food. Corn stir-fry chow mein type thing is what we've got, apparently. So we're going to go and eat that. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for taking part. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.